Zenesis, the gospel according to heretics, seduce the cosmos, dethrone false gods, and awaken what you buried to survive. She came barefoot into the lecture hall, hair like wild fire braided with riddles, skin dusted in spores and solar ash, whispering equations to the bones beneath my thesis. She did not knock. She cracked open the doors of knowing like a rib cage, and every book blinked in terror as her hips rewrote the curriculum in cursive flame. I am not your muse, she said. I am the ghost of every question your diploma dared not ask. She kissed my brow with a burning footnote, tore the robes from the high priests of certainty, and turned their microscopes into chalices. Truth didn't dissolve, it fermented. The room bent like wet glass, desks turned to altars, syllabi to smoke, chalkboards sobbed, tenure evaporated like incense from the forehead of the dead. I followed her, past chalk and theorem, past the neon womb of the atom bomb, past the promise of promotion and a six-figure death. I followed her into the mouth of recursion, where logic looped until it begged for poetry, where science had suckled too long on empire, where facts wore collars, and truth came with a trademark. She showed me the moon, but only after I licked the dirt from her toes. Even the Buddha, she purred, had to walk through blood before pointing beyond it. And her finger. God, that finger. The one that shattered Newton's apple midair, that etched galaxies on the backs of tongues, that reached like jazz into silence, pointed not at the sky, but into me, into the soft, screaming wound where I buried rebellion in the name of research, the wound I disguised as productivity, the ache I doled with professionalism. She is not metaphor. She is the riot womb, the sacred spiral of unlearning, the orgasm of paradox, the holy vandal and lace. She is the unsolvable theorem you wake screaming, the seduction your logic warns you about, the pulse behind the veil. Now, now I speak in forbidden syntax. Now I drink data raw and chant algorithms naked. Now I seduce systems with unsolvable questions and bleed enlightenment on the altar of consensus. She didn't give me answers. She gave me a knife to carve my own creation myth. So if you hear this, if your spine hums at her name, if you dreams smell faintly of ozone and ink, if you taste fire when you read footnotes, then come. Burn the syllabus. Tattoo the moon on your tongue. Remove your shoes and walk barefoot into the lecture hall where God is waiting to be unmade, where you are waiting to be reborn. So this is what we have today. I've been working on these poems and this artwork where I create neologisms. For those that don't know, it's a neologism is these two words you bring together. Zen and Genesis is what I chose for this one. And I create a new word. My hope is that I can release this word out into the wild, Zenesis, along with this poem, and it'll help people see the world differently. I'm hopeful that we can create new language to move forward in life. I think that the old language we use is somewhat of a cage, this idea of syntax, this idea that we are spoken to in a language that's been caged and keeping us in places that we no longer need to be. It's the language. The language is stopping us from moving forward. And when you start creating new words, you start creating new linguistic pathways for you to move through life in a way that serves you. We can we can move forward. We can all be better. And I'm thankful for everyone that took a little bit of time today to listen to this Zenesis, episode 1. Aloha, everybody.